My name's Guy Kestevan. I've been a pro bike and kit tester for over 25 years, and this is an intro to Hunt's V3 XC wide wheels before I start testing them in earnest. So, first thing you need to know is these are super affordable. Full list price is 379 quid, but at the moment they're 20% off. So you're getting them for just over 300 quid. Other great features about them before you even start the mechanics, you get a 60-day ride and return policy on them. So you can try them out for 60 days. If you don't like them, you can send them back for a refund. You have to cover postage if you do that. Or you can just swap them for another wheel if you want to go heavier or lighter in the range. And they're also covered by a 35% crash damage reduction and 3 years on manufacturing defects, which for a wheel at this price is pretty remarkable. And then when you go onto the stats, they're pretty damn on point too. This is the third generation of the wheel. They spent over 300 hours of FEA, that's finite element analysis, kind of looking at where they can save a bit of weight in the rim, where they can make it tougher. The previous rim was dentable. I mean, it was tough. It still carried on being sealed. My V2s are still going strong. I think the V1s are even still going strong. They're farther away from me now. But the V2s took an absolute hammering on my Acoustic Flare Max, and they still are to this day. And they're still going fine. And what's interesting for this new setup is you've got a 28mm width front rim. As you can see, well, you probably can't, but it's a hooked rim, and you've got that little H-lock ridge under the taping there, so the tyre bead flicks onto that and really hooks in tightly, so you can run them low pressure with nice stability. Well, I presume you can. You certainly can on all the other H-lock rims. I can't imagine these will be any different. But on the rear, you've got a 26mm internal width. So that gives you a broader, squarer profile, if you're using the same tyre, broader, squarer profile on the front rim for a bit more grip, and then a taller, narrower profile for kind of a more springy, faster rolling feel, which is something Mavic did years ago, and it'd be interesting to see how these ride, certainly. Some other nice detailing, you can see they come pre-taped, and they've actually got a little sort of tongue tape on there to stop the tape peeling up. You get tubeless valves with them, as well as 3 spare spokes, and the valves have this little core removal tool built in. The only drawback I would say about these valves is it's just a blunt rubber end on the inside, so if you're using an insert, it can potentially sit over the top of that and cause sealing if you're trying to deflate them. But you can always, pull the core out completely and then just put a rod through it to lift it off. But, it would be better if there was a side air inlet on those valves. Apart from that, so talked about the new rims. You've got triple butted pillared stainless steel spokes. You've got alloy nipples, and they're J-bend spokes as well. So they're relatively easy to thread into the wheel. They've got a hook on the end. They're not straight spool spokes. You've got asymmetric flanges. You can see nice and clear on the front wheel. So smaller on the non-disc brake side to try and equalize the stress. And they come in 6-bolt only and 29er only. You can't currently get 27.5 or 650B, however you want to call it, in these XC wides. But you can get boost and non-boost if you're running an older bike, which is good because I know a lot of sort of XC trail diehards are still running older bikes. I was riding with some of them at the weekend, so it's great to be able to get a fresh wheel design still in the old HUD format. Moving to the rear, you've got the same spoke spec, but the flanges are now sort of symmetrical in size. The off size is windowed, as you can see, so they would take a little bit of weight out there. And then you've got this rapid engage free hub. You've got 72 points of engagement, so that's a super quick 5-degree lag on them. So pretty much an instant pickup. I mean, that's because you've got 6 pawls on there, or at least you've got 3 pawls with two kind of catch grooves on each one. So really fast pickup on them. And that's the H ceramic anodized free hub coating, which stops which is designed to make them for a much tougher free hub while still using an alloy free hub. For low weight, you get 775 oversized axles at both ends, and you get large diameter double sealed cartridge bearings throughout. So they last well, they take a good load, but they're easy to pop out and replace when you need to. All the wheels are hand built and then checked in-house at Hunt for tension and for roundness and, you know, hop, everything like that. So in here, it's a relatively vocal free hub. At least that means in an XC sense, you can sit on somebody's wheel and let them know they're not getting away from you and you're not even pedaling, which personal favourite of the swines I ride with when I'm struggling. So as you can see, you got laser etched graphics on there for toughness, and you know, they tell you what you're dealing with here. This is the XC wide. There is a race XC wide, which is a lighter wheel set with a 24mm internal diameter, and they weigh in at 15-18 grams according to Hunt, but they've obviously optimized for a narrower tire. They kind of up to 2.3, 2.4. These will take a 2.5, 2.6 happily, although they are kind of optimized for that 2.3 to 2.5 width. And in terms of weight, Hunt say they're just under 1,700 grams, but once they're taped and valve, I've weighed them on my scales at 800 for the front and then 940 for the rear. So they come in at 1,740 for the pair. But considering these are only a 300 quid, considering these are only a 300 quid wheel set, and I'd say they were trail tough rather than XC tough, I think that's pretty damn reasonable. It's certainly going to give a more responsive ride feel than your average wheels on a mid-price bike, especially once you factor in that super fast reacting free hub. So I'm going to get these skinned up with a set of control tyres, probably going to put Maxxis Forecaster on them or something like that. I've been running several sets of them all summer and spring, so I really need to get a review done on them as well and get them out on the trail so I can report back to you on how they go as well. Oh, one final thing. As you can see here, they're in standard 15x12mm axles. You can also get QR axle end caps for them for really old school bikes, or torque cap with the oversized flanges on to work with RockShox hubs. So massive thanks to Hunt for sending these wheels in for test. Huge thanks to my normal channel sponsors, which is Euro Cycling UK, PT's Products, Enduro Bearings, Torque Nutrition, Crud XL Fenders, and Hebtro Clothing. And as always, massive thanks to my Patreon subscribers who pledge a small amount every month, but it really helps with the ongoing growth of the channel, means I can spend more time talking to you in front of the camera. And they get extended, early, and behind the scenes edits as a thank you, and they get all my normal edits ad-free. So there's less unwarranted interruption while you're finding out the latest bike products and bikes. If you could subscribe if you haven't already and click for notifications, you'll be able to follow up how I get on with testing these wheels. You'll be able to follow up with all my other content, which ranges from wheel tests, bike tests, kit tests of all sorts, plus event coverage and occasional route stuff as well. But for now, I've been Guy Kestevan on Guy Kes TV, introducing you to the extremely well-priced version 3 XC wide wheels from Hunt.